guys, we're here at the Design Lab in Austin, Texas at the Oasis. We're here to check out Kippy's Couture's new collection, which is very rock, country, and chic. Let's check out the glam inside.
I'm Kippy, sort of a one-name guy, and I'm out of California, probably an old hippie and an old surfer, and that is totally in juxtaposition to being in fashion. But I like it, and I've been doing it for over 50 years, and it's been fun. In the 80s, I got hit by a car, took a head injury, and the fact that my store almost disintegrated after a year and a half of me being not functional, I finally wound up going into wholesale. And I said, I'm making these belts, and I think you'll like them. They're something like Lily Farouche out of Germany back at that day that you could never get, and you know, they always sold out. So he said, he'd humor me. So I drove up, brought the belts. He gives me an order for $12,000. I said, Herbie, I'm making these on my kitchen table. He says, he looks at me, he says, Kippy, you're either in business or you're not in business. Do you want the order? And I said, sure. So a week later, he calls me with an $8,000 reorder, and now the light bulb starts to work. Now, I'd been buying in Europe for 30 years at that point, and knew all the buyers from the United States that went there. So I started calling them up, saying what I was doing and what Theodore's did with me, and anyway, for 6 more years I did this on the telephone. How this works, I saw a play once, and I'm going to get it wrong, but it had to do with variations on a theme, and I think it was Mozart that was given the variation, and he did 17 or 34 variations on a theme. Well, what we do here is variations on a theme. And once I come up with something, I don't care. The style of this jacket is 1970 because that's when we first did it, okay? And I wanted to go back into that hippie feeling. If I come up with something like this, it translates into a bag, a vest, a jacket, a pair of boots. It's just a matter of taking a theme and expanding it. And what we are variations of a theme. Anything you see here, it started with a short jacket. Then I went to this long jacket. And then I introduced the boot to match. Then because you want to make it Western, by changing the colors, it becomes Western. Because the tan and turquoise is technically Western. Well, what is this? This is really patinaed bronze. It's not turquoise, but it comes across that way, and it puts it into the Western field. Even though we're crossover, we're adopted by Western. This would be fabulous for anybody's wedding, and it doesn't have to be Western. When you change it to this colorway, all of a sudden, it becomes Western. We're not the ones that say fits everybody, one size fits all. We are very, very specific, and our things really fit specific. If you were to button this, you'll understand that the only person that fits is her, theoretically. But that's not true, but it works. So I'm working with an old friend. Her collection is called Glamour Guns, and we do everything you see here in bags and jackets as concealed carry. And we're designed it for her, for that collection, for that group. So whether you're a hunter or just want to feel safe on the streets of Austin, doesn't make any difference. And we don't want to be every place, and we don't want to sell to everyone. My rep in Milan said at one time, he says, because his sales were a little slow at the time, and he says, well, do you see it on the streets here in Milan? And my answer to him was, I hope not. I said, my customer doesn't want everybody to be wearing the same thing. They want to feel special, and there's a person who wants to feel special, and not the whole world's not wearing that. Yeah, you could find us at kippys.com, you can find us at designlab.com, or here in Design Lab in Austin.